Hi, I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks. And if you're wondering why we look a little weird, we just had a costume party, and it was epic.
Superhero thing.
Yeah, you should have been here.
Yeah. We didn't invite the world.
Well, we'll have one, and we'll invite the world. Yeah. So when we have that, you should come because it's amazing.
Yeah, the world is totally invited to our world costume party. But anyways, we are here to talk about Smallville, the last episode that was on.
It's called Ambush, by the way.
Yeah, because
she didn't know.
I didn't know.
She didn't know that. Okay.
Well, I did know at one point, but I totally forgot.
Okay. Well, anyway, I thought it was a really good episode. People are saying it was a filler because there's a lot of clothes stuff. It really wasn't because, well, first of all, they only had like 2 romantic scenes. The one when Lois expressed her little kinkiness and Clark expressed that he was a little kinky with the porch swing. I'm like, whoa!
It's like, it's not even the back porch, just the front porch. You know? You can't even say that he would have heard something with a super hearing or anything because, like, you know, he totally didn't hear his, you know,
the
general drive up.
So
this is like weird. Awkward moment.
Yeah. Well, at least, you know, that awkward moment was funny though, at least. But anyway, them advancing the relationship is technically a filler just because, you know, I mean, there were things that advanced the plot, such as the things with the episode with, the things that happened with Rick Flag and the Superhero Registration Act, which is why, it's not why Sam Lane came on the show, but I mean, that's one of the things they introduced with him coming on the show. Mm-hmm. So it had a lot of good things in there, I would say. One thing I didn't like is I heard the C word again.
Chloe.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been saying this for like the past 2 or 3 videos. Finally, we're seeing Oliver. Finally, he's getting over Chloe. But then they throw a curveball in there. And this Chloe stuff comes up again.
Yeah.
Like, cause seriously, I mean, and I know some people are saying, well, it takes time to get over people and everything like that. I understand that. But he's starting to sound like...
It doesn't take that much time, apparently.
It's starting to sound like high school to me. It's starting to sound like high school to me. It's starting to sound like One Tree Hill, Gossip Girl. That's what it's starting to sound like. Like, I'm sorry, but that was Chloe's thing. That was Chloe's chair.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I mean, you know, Chloe would have had this done. You know, I thought that was very immature.
Yeah, it was immature.
I'm like, you know, that's what I was thinking. Like, that sounds very immature. You know, and so I'm just like, come on, please. Every time, like, finally... Oliver's advancing. Finally, he's getting over it, and he's being the person that he's supposed to be. It's not like Chloe is dead. She is gone. She made a decision to stay away. She's still alive.
Somewhere,
somewhere out there. You know. So, and he's like, oh, and he's acting like she's just gone forever, and she's just basically gone for right now. And it's just like, get over it. Stop it. Stop being immature. I'm sorry. But you guys know, every single one, I'm just like, it's like finally Oliver is advancing, and then they take 2 steps back. Stop it.
Every time someone mentions something about a Superhero Registration Act, I think everybody pretty much automatically thinks Marvel. Because, I mean, it's not like other things haven't introduced that idea, but Marvel had such a huge thing about it with the Civil War, which resulted in Captain America's death, so...
which we all know Superman is one of the few superheroes that
is really very government cooperative.
Yeah, very government cooperative. So, you know, it's not really a big thing.
Well, he hasn't come out
Superman
yet and stuff like.
But he will.
Yeah,
you know,
so it's kind of like to me, it's like this is a minor roadblock for right now.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
That's what I'm.
Because it's something he basically ends up doing, kind of. I mean, he doesn't tell them that he's Clark Kent. But, you know, actually, well, some people know that he is, like Amanda Waller. She knows everybody's identity and stuff. But, you know, I mean, it's not that big of a thing. It's not like Spider-Man. It's not like Spider-Man revealing that he's Peter Parker.
That he has a secret identity.
Yeah, so it's not. So. Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal to me.
I thought Lois was. Sometimes it was kind of painful to watch the stuff with Lois when she left with her dad and when her and Clark were in that argument. But see her like retreat back, you know, under her daddy's thumb. But And other times I thought it was she was mature handling the situation, like when Lucy came in and kissed Clark, she's like, my sister ambushed you, or what, she took her side, said, I'm keeping you here for Dad and stuff. So, I thought that was mature. I'm glad she stuck up to him, and then, her dad had that talk with Clark at the end, and I thought, he was pretty, mean and very strict, but I thought it was quite, fatherly, and with the whole, had this test to test Lois, and that's how I knew that she really didn't love those guys that she was with, because she never said anything, and she stuck up for Clark, which proves to him that she loves Clark.
Right.
And that question that Clark asked the general, I'm pretty positive.
I'm 90% sure that he asked if he could propose to Lois. I know some people might think, like, oh, that's a lot of drama between Lois and her family. There's always been drama with the Lane family and Clark. Yeah. One thing Superman doesn't really, find Lucy. There's always a problem. Like Lucy, I remember one issue Lucy was coming over, and Clark was just like, oh my gosh.
If you want to know how screwed up the Lane family is, read 100-Minute War. It was a bunch of Kryptonians came, and Sam Lane was basically behind it, and he destroyed, had Krypton. There was like a new Krypton, and it was destroyed, and so the Kryptonians, led by Zod, was going to take vengeance on Earth, basically, and it was just this war that was only like 100 minutes, but did quite a bit of damage and stuff. So it was just a really good book, and you saw the paranoia and the fear of Sam Lane, and Lucy was helping him. She had this suit that made her like a superwoman, so it was just a big story. It was a really good book.
There's always drama between them. And
it was quite extreme. So it was good seeing that mild, watered down version on Smallville, because I'm like, well, at least they're happy here.
And there was even...
It was quite heartbreaking at the end of the book for Lois.
It really was. And I remember there was another time they asked, he came over for dinner, and Lois was the one going at it with her father, and Clark was like, calm down, Lois, calm down. So then they switch, they go back and forth. And so, these are things that just happen in the comic books, and nothing really was taken out of context with it. And I know some people might say, especially like Klana people, like, oh, well, she left Clark and she went with her father, but I don't really believe she left Clark to leave Clark. I believe she left to go try and calm her father down and get him to see her point. And that's what she did. And, and it's a very hard thing to choose your boyfriend over your family.
I was really hoping before she left, though, that she was going to have 2 words with Clark and be like, I'm trying to resolve this and then go. But that's not how it happened. It was just, there's sometimes when I watch things, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I know what's going to happen. I don't want to watch this. And when she almost said, it's different for you don't have a dad and stuff, I thought it was so harsh.
I thought that really was harsh, and I thought that was a bit out of character.
Yeah, I thought
that was very out of character.
Lois does talk a lot and says too much, but I don't. Since when did she slip and say things like that?
No, she's never
Clark. Really. I just thought that was
she really doesn't
a cheap shot that I don't think Lois would have said.
Well, it wasn't. She wasn't taking a cheap shot. It was like a slip of a tongue.
It was a slip of a tongue.
I think that's out of character for her.
That was really.
She doesn't, really Lois, when she says something, she basically, means it. And, she, sometimes she talks too much, but,
I enjoyed this episode. I did, and I enjoyed it mostly for the whole Lane interaction. That's what I really liked about it.
Because this is just the tip of the iceberg of the problems that are going to continue for the rest of their relationship.
Well, I mean, Smallville's not probably going to go.
Not at Smallville, but it's just something that, it happens, and it's something that happens in.
And I'm really, really glad that they're bringing back actors. I'm glad that they're bringing back the ones that that was the actual Sam Lane, and Lucy. So I'm glad that they, are actually bringing these people back, and they're not forgetting that they existed, Jemmy, and because that's one thing that we said that we wanted. You know, we wanted the return of the Lane family, and we got them back, and so I'm really glad that another thing we wanted, Terry Hatcher, is coming in the next week's episode. And then they're finally going to get into the Granny Goodness story. I know a lot of people are frustrated because they want to see this dark side story go forth. And then I hear people really complaining, like, there's so many fillers, it's upsetting me. The episode with Darkseid, everybody hated Supergirl. Everybody hated that episode. I didn't hate it as much as other people did. I didn't really like it, though. I thought it was like, the dialogue came straight from the Kingdom Hearts video, and I like the Kingdom Hearts video game, I do, but it's just like, I shouldn't be watching that on Smallville.
I just keep comparing it to last season, and it's just not.
No, it's not there yet, but I never thought that they could pull this off, so I'm
still hoping to be surprised.
After my defeat of the very first episode, Lazarus, I'm like, well, they can only bring me up from here, I think. It really took me down.
I'm still pulling for them, and I believe that I still believe they can knock my socks off. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well,
that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, I think in what they lack in substance, they're trying to make it up in shipper stuff.
I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
But
so what did you?
They can't pay me off with Chloe's stuff like they can other people. But like, I really like the floating, but you guys know my complaint about that floating thing.
So what do you think about Tess taking over completely for Watchtower and Oliver saying he can't come back there anymore?
Well, I'm glad that he actually thought something out and took some responsibility for his action. He's starting to see that what he was doing was a mistake. I'm glad Rick Flag said something to him about him being like their poster boy or something for like coming out, because it was really reminiscent of what Captain America said to Spider-Man. But that's like a whole different comic book universe. But when you hear Superhero Registration Act, if you're a comic book fan, I think you think Marvel. But I'm glad someone pointed that out to him when he registered it, and he took a mature step since he's got all this Chloe high school nonsense, that he, took that step of maturity with that. So, what was the other question? Oh, Tess, Watchtower. Well, I'm glad that she's taken more of a role like that, but we'll see what happens after the next episode, when she finds out a little bit more about her past. And the Granny Goodness obviously has plans for Tess, so we'll see what happens after that. I like the dynamic right now. I wish Oliver would have got over his problems more sooner, because now they're not going to have a lot of. It seems like they're not going to have a lot of interaction because he's not going to be at Watchtower.
Which upsets me, because I always love the interaction between Oliver and Tess.
We're not shipping for them to be together. He obviously
it's just good. They have good rapport with each other and everything, and so I think it's gonna get better, because when you know that somebody is perfect for you and you've seen the future and you know they fit your life, why would you wait?
And then I think with the conversation that Sam had with Clark also affected him, when he said it's nice being a hero, but if I would have thought about it some more, I wish I would have took some more time to be with my wife and my daughters and stuff. So Clark was probably thinking, maybe I should take this time out with Lois and stuff. Like, she understands the whole superhero bit, but I want to spend my life with her. Yeah. So
I thought it was very sweet. He said that, I don't want a day to go by that I'm not with her. I love the Clovis stuff, but I do want to get back to some more action.
Yeah, for sure. They should easily be able to balance it. I don't know. I mean, we can only wait and see how they balance it, but it should be easy to balance it without the Chloe shipping stuff to overtake the rest of the season, her dad, Registration Act, the darkness, people, suspicion, paranoia, all that is advanced to the plot. So no, it's not a filler. So
I think it was necessary, but I'm just ready for the story to progress some more. Well, anyways, tell us what you think, comment, and do other stuff. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina. And we're the Geeks.